In Excess were good, weren't they? They were brilliant.
I didn't expect to hear that today.
Hey, I don't just listen to unlistenable.
I like I remember when we used to hang out with the girls, they loved In Excess, and I used to listen to quite a lot of it back in the day. Yeah, I quite liked it too. Great. Yeah, Lately and all that. By My Side.
Yeah.
Suicide.
My Stiffy.
Welcome. We are Neil,
Luke,
and Dave.
340-somethings reminiscing on the runners and riders of 90s guitar music.
we look at the bands who soundtracked our youth on both sides of the pond and interview some of our heroes from the bands that defined a generation.
You'll hear about the good, the bad, and the ugly of 90s guitar music.
This podcast is Stupid and Contagious.
Would like to give a trigger warning. We are going to be talking about death a lot, of course. We're talking about suicide. Hopefully we're not going to be too flippant about it and we'll treat it with respect. But yeah, if there's something that is affecting you or you think it might upset you, then it might be best to skip this one. And that's completely fine. But yeah, just to let you know, we are going to be talking about death and things like death and suicide and drugs and things like that a lot. So if that's something that might cause any kind of upset whatsoever, then yeah, go with caution.
All right, episode 97 of the Stupid and Contagious podcast. Wang this week. So we recognise that there's been quite a few high-profile deaths of late, and Dave's obviously obsession with death. So we thought it was a good time to do a Wang on deaths in rock and roll.
Rocks. These rock deaths, right? Music.
These rock deaths. Yeah.
Not general, yeah.
So that's what we're going to do this week. Dave's quite excited.
To bring back his list that he had on his wall. He's going to start it again.
Oh, yeah. I wish I'd kept that up. Mind you, we've got Wikipedia now, so...
Imagine how long it would be if you'd kept it.
Would have been a good list.
People just keep dying.
It's the nature of...
That's life.
The circle of life, isn't it? I think
circle of life.
Sung about that, didn't he?
He's still going. He's still standing after all this time.
He is.
I hope he is by the time this goes out.
Yeah.
We have actually had a bit of a curse with people, haven't we? We've talked about.
We have a little bit.
Wind up dying the next week.
I mean, it's going to be a very, very sad day when old Attenborough goes, isn't it? Everyone loves that.
What did you call him?
Who?
Attenborough. I call him Attenborough. I thought
like
it'd be funny, but
Fattenberg.
it's not, yeah.
It's
an
not,
attempt at a joke.
No.
I thought you said Attenberg.
Well, he did.
You just got it wrong.
It's just got it wrong, I thought. Yeah.
I didn't know what else.
Why is it a joke?
I just thought it'd be funny.
Because it sounds like Battenberg cake.
Yes.
Okay.
That was it.
I always find the more you explain a joke, the more you have to explain a joke, the better it is.
No,
Yeah.
still worth it. Anyway, it'd be a sad day when he goes, but he's still hanging on. Yeah, but before we get into that, Dave, have you had a report back? Your missus, she went to see Pulp yesterday, didn't she? Did she report it back? Was she too blonde?
Yeah, I'm wearing her
hungover
T-shirt.
Dave's standing up wearing a Pulp T-shirt. It's the first Dave in a band T-shirt.
Never wear band T-shirts.
Yeah.
It's a nice.
It's not even mine. Yeah, it's good.
I thought
It's
she'd
nice,
bought you a
actually.
T-shirt.
It is nice, yeah. It's cool, man.
No, she
It is
didn't.
good.
She didn't. She bought it for us.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Apparently it was like an extra long show and they had an interval.
I was going to talk about
It
this.
sounded good.
I was going to say, do you think this is perhaps the way forward for bands that have been around for a long time? Rather than getting a support band, just play like 2 or 3 sets of your own stuff.
Well, it definitely worked for Pulp because they got, So then they
got
could
a lot of songs, haven't they?
They could do the new album in the first half and then save that second half for all the classics. And
Is that what they did?
That's brilliant.
yeah. And I think they had like a little poll to get people to choose one of 2 songs that they would play, like a clapometer or cheerometer or something.
Yeah.
I like that.
And for bands, they don't have to pay a support act. So, or more money for them.
I don't know. Support acts are good, aren't they? Give exposure to up-and-coming bands. It's a good thing.
I like that as well. I'm just thinking for these bigger shows. I don't know. If you've got a band that's been around for 30, 40 years, like Dave says, they can do the new stuff, do some old stuff. Don't know. Just thought it was an interesting
I like
they
it.
didn't have a support act.
Mm.
They were their own support act.
Yeah, I mean, I know that when
Dave, when was the last time you wore a band T-shirt?
94.
How many years ago?
Probably it was.
What was it?
I don't know. Well, I had that Nirvana Bleach T-shirt that I ended up swapping with you for something.
Yeah, you
For
did.
motorcycle
Swap
boots.
stuff.
Motorcycle boots.
For a moped.
Why would you have had motorcycle boots?
Why would you have?
The worst fucking
Thoughts
decision
of
I've ever made. Yeah. On your crappy little fucking hairdryer.
That's brilliant.
I hated those boots. I can't believe I bought them.
Yeah, I bought some.
That was it. Yeah.
What?
I thought he was joking, but now I remember the boot.
Yeah.
I bought some.
I don't know what image I had in my mind, but it was
Can people hear me? Or
Go on,
just ignoring me? You can hear
just
me.
ignoring you.
Right, okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I was just checking the mic. I bought some steel toe cap DMs for some reason when I was at school. I don't know why you need those.
Yeah. I had paratrooper boots, didn't I?
And no wonder our feet stank.
Really high paratrooper boots. Yeah.
Really impractical for school, isn't it?
Grunge era, wasn't it? It's
Yeah, I know.
fashion, man. Fashion's more important than comfort.
True. That you're allowed to wear DMs anymore, are you, Dave?
No, definitely not.
No? What, is there like a... Can shoes only go up to a certain height,
You can have DM shoes, though, no?
Maybe the shoes. Yeah.
but not boots? But how would they know if you had a boot on?
What? They can see them.
Well, how would they know if you had
Oh,
trousers?
you mean if you're a boy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that'd be all right. But a girl wouldn't be able to wear it.
No. Although girls can wear trousers now at Super, can't they?
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, they brought that in when we were there, didn't they? Well, they were talking about
did.
it. I think they were.
No, they did.
Yeah.
They did bring it in. They were ahead of the time
Yeah.
on that.
I don't
Dave, what
think
else?
boys are allowed to wear skirts.
They're not. I know a lot of schools do
I'm
allow
not
it.
sure. They might allow it. I'm not
They
sure.
must do.
They must.
Probably do.
These
They
days.
must do. Just
Yeah.
you haven't done it.
Yeah.
What else, Dave? Anything?
They had a nightmare getting out of it, the concert, like getting home. She was home at 4.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Oh, wow.
Are you sure
Nothing
they had a
worked.
nightmare, or she just went clubbing afterwards?
Stuffing out.
Yeah,
Don't
no,
think
they're
so.
getting out my arse. She got pulped and went and got blotted afterwards. It's
Good on her.
happened. Yeah, fair play. Yeah, that's the thing with these things. It's always a nightmare getting out after, isn't it?
Shouldn't be, though, right? They should, you know.
There's only so much you can do, isn't there? If you still...
Yeah, it wasn't the O2's fault. It's just that the travel system just completely collapsed. Nothing worked. So they ended up having to get an Uber all the way.
Yeah. Fucking hell, that must have been... You guys can afford it though, can't you, I guess?
Well, a friend paid for it.
It's the way to do it.
Oh, but she had a good time. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Well, what have you been up to, Dave, this week?
Fuck all. What about you?
Well, I come back from Lanzarote, didn't I? So that's that. Did work yesterday.
Ooh.
Not much else, really.
It's a rare occurrence, doing some
know.
work. Yeah.
Actual work, yeah. Yeah. Got more work next week. This is
Summer's
work.
coming,
I
man.
do this, don't I?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking someone puts it all together.
Voluntary work.
I fucking magic, voluntary work, yeah. Yeah, not much else really, I don't think. Oh, what I did see, it sort of started to go, because you know it's Download Festival this week.
Yeah.
They've started doing this weird
Pretty
thing.
rubbish lineup, innit?
Yeah, but they've started doing this weird thing where they have a band that they know people will sort of hate, but have a bit like last year they had Busted, I think. This year they got McFly, but I think it sort of
Right.
attracts people go because you know they say they hate the band, but deep down because they're quite nice guys, aren't they? Like Busted and McFly, they're all right people, and they can play.
I don't know. Yeah.
They can, and they are.
Oh, I
proper
bet they go down really well.
But yeah, so there was a clip going around this morning of McFly doing the "fuck it, you won't do what you tell me" and all that sort of stuff. It was really good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sound really good because they are good musicians.
I've listened to that.
Yeah, and I quite like them. They're quite funny. They're quite good in interviews and stuff. And I like that they're called McFly. It's good name.
From Back to the Future.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Apart from that, we've been listening to anything. I don't think. Luke, what have you been up to?
Passed my learner permit test today. I've got the results.
Well done.
Well done.
Congratulations.
Can now go outside. It's just the first stage.
do the learning bit.
So the driving part was really easy. The written test was hard, and I still don't know my score. I just got the result a couple of hours ago, and they said we don't reveal scores, but you got enough.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
Matter, does
yeah.
it? Oh, that's good.
No.
news.
Brilliant.
No, sure.
One step closer. Well, you're not.
One step
If you were here,
closer.
if you were here, you wouldn't be one step closer. You'd just be starting. But
Yeah.
there you're one.
Yeah.
Once you've done a test.
Basically, it's on the start.
But that's good.
Can't be too careful. Yeah.
Is it only foreigners they make do that?
No,
It's just him.
that's just me. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Well done.
Yeah.
Keep us posted.
Thanks. I will. I'm. Don't know if they'll let me out. I got two lectures and 2 driving lessons tomorrow, so I don't know if I'm allowed out straight away or you'll see.
I don't know if it's still a thing, but back in our day, like people kept their driving like lessons and tests secret, didn't they, until they pass. A lot of people did that.
Did they?
No.
No.
Never heard of that.
Didn't happen.
Maybe you're talking about yourself, so you didn't pass.
You two are just
test.
trying to make me look silly.
Never passed. Listening to loads of music as always as well. Picked up a couple more record shopping as well today. I had nothing to do, so I just went record shopping. A couple of Institute albums. They're kind of a post-punk band from Austin, Texas. And Pansy Division record I picked up as well. Do you know them?
Yeah.
No.
I listened to Pansy Edition a lot.
They were one of the first kind of gay punk bands, I guess. Well,
Yeah, I know.
in their
I
early
still don't
90s.
know they are. I don't. Never heard of them.
That's pretty cool. A new Billy Woods album's really dark and fucking good,
Billy
man. He's
Wood,
like a
yeah.
New York rapper, and that's really good. I've just been listening to loads of stuff.
What about the deaths?
Okay, so
Is there no Berwick news before we do deaths? Look at his little giraffe mug.
such a bastard.
It's a booming mug.
Oh, that's better.
It's so blurred we can't see it. It does look like a giraffe as a blur.
Don't talk about Berwick news again.
Well, you haven't given us any fucking Berwick news.
We just started talking about the deaths.
I know.
Come on,
get on with it.
So basically 4 reasonably high-profile ones in the last week or 10 days or so. First one, guy from Conflict, Colin Jerwood, died aged 63. They're kind of 80s punk band. I'm pretty sure quite a few of our listeners are big Conflict fans.
Are you saying that me and Dave wouldn't be big Conflict fans?
I'm not particularly. I mean, I know their music, but I don't know that much about them. But
Right.
R.I.P. He's 63, pretty young, unexpected death.
Still young.
More recently, guy from Neds Atomic, Douglas McCarthy, also died.
I
aged
saw that
58.
one. Yeah, I saw it. They come up quite a lot on the podcast, and then it's red. I think
They do,
Stu
they do.
Whiffen was talking to them. Stu Whiffen spoke about them quite a lot.
Yeah, people that are into that kind of early 80s kind of industrial sound. Yeah, they're kind of a big band, I think. So it's a big one. Well, much bigger than that, though. Sly Stone died last week.
Yeah, that
aged
was a big
82, man. The influence of Sly Stone on 90s music is difficult to even think about it. Like, well, Rage Against the Machine, just talking about Rage Against the Machine, they completely come from, Sly Stone and his revolutionary funk,
Another upcoming American guest that we spoke to this week. He was sad about the passing of Sly Stone. We spoke.
He was indeed, yeah. We spoke to him on the day he died, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good one. That's coming up.
Yeah. I remember, I won't say their name because I don't like to talk about real people on the podcast, but a couple of people that I live with, they were massive Sly Stone fans.
Okay.
They were always on in the flat. So, I've heard a lot of it. It's great. It's all great. Great.
Yeah.
What is
but,
Sly and the Family Stone? What's that?
That's just
Is
his
that
band.
something else?
No, it's the same. Yeah, he's Sly Stone, and then the band is Sly and the Family Stone.
Bit like Noel Rodgers and Chic.
No, but less
Not.
cunty.
Yeah, less county.
Niall's coming to East Sussex soon.
Is it?
Right near it.
Really? Are you going to go
Yeah.
and see him?
Well, we are going,
Go on.
but not on the
That'd be great.
day he's on. We're missing him. We're going
What's
on
he
the day
playing at?
before.
What's this festival?
What's it called?
Don't know. That's what I
It's a
asked.
soulful festival near Lewis.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think I know what one you mean. I can't remember what it
Just
is.
the name of it's just gone out of my head.
Yeah, it's quite big now. It is quite big now. They have it every year, don't they?
But the big one, seen by a lot of people as the greatest
It'll probably
song
be-
in history.
Sorry, going back to that
Go on.
festival, it'd probably be the name of the festival featuring. No, it'd be Noel Rodgers featuring the name of the festival, probably.
If he has his way.
That's it.
Yeah. Sorry, carry on.
All right, the final rock death this week, and the big one, probably seen by many as the greatest ever songwriter in the history of music, Brian Wilson, also 82, passed away this week. That's a big one,
It wasn't unexpected, but a lot of people are really sort of cut up by it, aren't they? It's a big. Big.
Is there anyone bigger? I mean,
Well, there have been like
who? Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney.
I mean, after Paul McCartney, there's no one else that's had that respected and that much influence. Surely.
Yeah, I would have said Lennon and McCartney, especially if you're British.
Lennon's already dead.
Yeah, but I think Brian Wilson's seen as more of a genius than McCartney.
Oh, yeah, because McCartney's not a genius. Sorry, but
I mean, he's all right.
McCartney. Yeah,
Yeah.
Come on, he is a genius.
he's just... Well,
he was.
Well,
he was.
It was. I think that's
writing good songs when he was about 25 years old. Apart from that,
that's it. Yeah. Well, Wings. He did some all right stuff in Wings, but yeah.
But then said it wrong.
Brian Wilson's good, but he's not.
You
the
like
best.
Mulligan Tide, don't you?
Who's better? Who's better than Wilson?
Songwriting.
Yeah,
Nile Rodgers.
Fuck off.
I think
You mean that as well?
Yeah.
he does. I bet he does. Yeah. So we were thinking, with all of these rockstar deaths recently, we'll do these rockstar deaths, right?
Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. So
Yeah.
let's
Neil
get
didn't
this
want to do
week's.
that, but
No. So if it
goes
goes really
horribly-
shit, Neil's going to say
If
I
it's
told you.
successful, then great. I'll take one on that. If it's not, then I told you so. So
Fair.
yeah.
it's this week's bang. Let's do it. All right, so if you are watching this, then please do give it a thumbs up. Get involved in the comments. Add to the list if we've missed anyone. Let us know which ones sort of affected you back in the day. If you're listening, then please do rate, review, and share it with your friends. That's the best way to get this podcast out. If you're watching or listening, share it with your friends. Just send them a link. And that's the best way for people to find us. So please do that. You can sponsor the podcast, Stupid and Contagious podcast at gmail.com if you're a band or, a t-shirt merch seller or anything really, anything you want to promote on the podcast, or if you just want to shout someone out, send us an email. If you're a band local, do a bit of a review and help us to help you, to help us to help you. Did that last week, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it, I think. And we've got an app. Of course, we've got the stupid app that you can download onto your telephones and seamlessly go from the podcast to Luke's mixtapes, which you should definitely be listening to every week along with the podcast.
You have to, right? Or you're not allowed to
Yeah.
listen to the podcast. Yeah.
It's the law, yeah.
Which is fair.
It's a package.
I think it's-
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't do one without the other. Let's do this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to take the lead. I'm going to take the lead on it, all right?
Yeah.
So-
Good.
I've divided it into genre. So
Genre,
we're going to...
are you doing it years?
No,
No.
going genre.
Dave's doing years.
Then you have to jump around genres, you see.
But now we have to jump.
If you've got one that comes up in the right genre, just chuck it in.
What have we done?
But it's kind of it. It's almost in chronological order, but
All right, let's
only
just
within
do
the
it.
genre.
All right. Okay,
All right,
so what's the first genre?
The first genre has to be grunge, the most rock deaths.
I think so. Yeah, I reckon. That's what people
the
want. to hear.
deathiest of genres, right? Yeah.
What's the deathiest?
So, well, the rock death kicked off at the start of the decade. March the 16th, 1990, Andrew Wood of Mother Love Bone dies of a heroin overdose.
That's a huge one. I mean, what could have been with that band, right? It's sort of-
Well, nothing.
sort of-
They weren't a very good band, so it wasn't a
Oh,
huge
you
one.
don't- you're
but
not a fan, are
they
you?
kicked
Forgot.
off. His death triggered the whole of the grunge movement, basically.
Yeah, but what you're
But
saying
why?
is basically it's better that he died because you wouldn't have had Pearl Jam and all.
I'm not
Temple
saying
of the
it's different.
Dog and all that stuff.
I'm just saying they were not a good band, and they would have been like a local. They would have been
disagree.
big in the local area. They would never have been a massive band.
I'm
They
not
weren't
so
they weren't
sure.
very good.
I
They were just like a
I think
novelty.
they were quite commercial though. I thought they.
Novelty rock, novelty hard rock nonsense.
I mean, you could be right. You could be right, but
in my view,
I rate
But,
that album.
But anyway, why did the death kick off the grunge thing?
because, well, one, they gave publicity to Mother Love Bone, right? So he died, the album came out, and that wouldn't. And also at the same time, so Chris Cornell, he wrote a couple of tribute songs to Andrew Wood. And he got a band together to make those songs, which was Temple of the Dog, which was basically Pearl Jam, plus Chris Cornell. So that band wouldn't have come together if Chris Cornell hadn't written those tribute songs to Andrew Wood.
Isn't that how Eddie Vedder first worked with the people in Pearl Jam as well?
Yeah, exactly. So he was come from outside of Seattle, and they brought him in, and all of that. So yeah, it kicked off the whole movement.
That album's brilliant too. I love that Temple of the Dog album.
Right.
You're not a fan?
Right.
Oh, I think it's great.
Yeah,
that was always on in the comment
but not
room.
great. It was on a lot, yeah.
It's not amazing, but I do like it. There's some really good songs on it.
There are a couple of good tunes on it, yeah.
I hate that Hungry.
Come on, it's good. It's good.
I hate that.
You know, it's good because that's the only line that anyone ever knows. Everyone just shouts it. That's the only thing they know about the song.
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of that. Bloody Hungry.
Oh, it's good. I like it.
But yeah, there's some good stuff on it.
Yeah. I don't think grunge would have happened in the way it did without that.
No, it brought a community together, didn't it? I think
it's a good way of putting it as well, yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
All right.
Well, let's go to the end, and then we'll do in between after. Though that kicked it off.
Why are we doing that?
And then the big one. Why not?
All right. All right.
But we've talked about it a million times, so we don't really need to go over it. But so that started it off, and then the one that finished grunge was Kurt Cobain, of course.
But I had a rumour from another podcast about his death. You know how it wasn't like a suicide, but it was actually
who was
a murder by people in Britain who wanted to crush the American industry.
Who are we talking about here? Come on, name names.
Wait,
I think I've heard this.
I've heard this somewhere as well.
Yeah, it's
an
probably
interesting theory,
but
I think it's a bit of a
good theory.
guy anyway.
I don't know. It rings true though, doesn't it? It does ring true.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy that said it. Yes.
Yeah.
What a toss-up. Yeah. Yeah.
You watched that podcast? Fuck it.
I mean, I've only listened to it. Yeah, no, I can't. But I don't watch it. I can't bear to see their stupid, smug little faces. I can't do it. Yeah.
Their stupid, childish humour.
I wouldn't even call it humour.
No.
Attempt at humour. Yeah, it's just pretty sad and pathetic, really. But that's all right.
At least they got guests on to make it listenable.
They do. Yeah, something salvages it.
Anyway, enough about them. Fuck them.
So yeah, that ended the grunge era. Suicide, of course, age 27. I forgot to say Andrew Wood was only 24 when he died. That's so sad. Wow. That's half our age. We're 48 now. That's half our age. That was drugs.
Yeah, it was drugs. Yeah, heroin.
Yeah.
So it started with a heroin overdose and ended with one.
Well, no, it's a suicide, Kurt. Wasn't it?
Oh yeah. So it started with a heroin overdose and ended with suicide.
I mean, heroin was involved very much, of course. Yeah, heroin was a big part of it, of course. But yeah.
Yeah, he nearly overdosed a couple of months before, didn't he? In Rome or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Intentionally, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so in between that, we had a few. So again, we've talked about it when we had Christopher on, but Shannon Hoon, Blind Melon, was a big one. Although I say in between, it was about 6 months after Kurt died. Shannon Hoon died again, drugs, accidental.
That one's really felt like...
It wasn't really an overdose, was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think it was a mistake.
Not many people die from cocaine, do they?
No, that's true.
No.
Yeah.
I think he just got a dodgy batch.
Yeah, maybe, right.
Yeah.
Good done.
I think so.
But again,
I don't think it was...
super sad.
Especially after watching that documentary, that we on about.
Yeah. 28 years old.
No age.
Yeah.
But, he lived a good life.
Yeah, I guess so. Brought a lot of happiness to a lot of people, right? Other ones in the grunge that people might not know about. I guess people know about Kristen Pfaff from Hole bassist. She died.
Yeah.
Again, a month after Kurt, June 1994. 27 in the 27 Club. Right. 27 years old. Heroin overdose. So it wasn't just dudes that were overdosing from heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another kind of grunge, kind of riot girl adjacent, but from the Seattle area, a band, 7 Year Bitch, Stephanie Sargent, died.
Oh, that was going to be mine.
October 95.
Drinking drugs, that was.
Yeah.
A wild night out.
Yeah. Again, heroin mainly. Yeah. 24 years old.
They should ban that stuff. It's really...
Be allowed, should it? It is, isn't it? Yeah, that's again... it wasn't just the guys that were doing the drugs,
I got an honourable mention. not strictly grunge.
Go on in.
So-
Well, let's see if it might be in a different category. Go on.
It's Doug Hopkins from the Gin Blossoms.
I've put that in the indie section, but okay.
Right.
Okay, let's talk about it now. That's fine. Let's talk about it now.
Which is a really sad story, because
What happened?
them getting big, wasn't it?
Mm.
I think. And he wrote a lot of this. I think he might have wrote Jealousy, or he wrote a lot of the hits.
Really?
Didn't get to see it. I think so. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure he was involved in
Oh, I didn't write it down. Oh, okay.
writing a lot of the.
Tell us the sad
album.
story then.
Well, he didn't see any of it. He died before.
Okay, before they got famous. Right.
I think so. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I could be totally wrong.
Yeah.
He's not here to tell
Yeah.
us.
He's not.
It's the thing innit, about death.
We could just say anything, can't we?
Wouldn't be very nice, though. Probably the most disturbing rock death in the grunge scene was Mia Zapata from a band called The Gits, who was murdered while walking home from a
Oh,
bar.
that's a different one.
Just by
Raped,
random.
strangled to death. Yeah,
Fucking hell.
yeah. I think it cast a really dark cloud on the whole Seattle scene at the time.
Did they
Again,
catch
27
the
years
person
old.
that did it?
I think so, yeah.
Good. Well,
Yeah,
good.
but that's disturbing, isn't it? Imagine something like that happening in your community. You know, it was a pretty small
yeah.
knit community. You know,
Yeah, I mean, self-inflicted death is sad, but, it's kind of, but it's sad. But yeah, when it's done by somebody else, it's different, isn't it? It's a different.
Yeah. So this all happened in the 90s, but basically post 1990s, the main stars of the grunge scene, there's basically no one left.
Yeah, I know.
So
I know. That's the thing, isn't it?
it's horrible. It's horrible.
It's
So
mental.
first to go, Lane Staley. Oh, we talked about it a lot, but 34 years old.
I mean, that one's horrible.
Yeah, slowly decayed from years of
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think
abuse.
you've described his demise in another episode. People got quite. I felt a lot of people got a bit angry at you at that. I think.
Well, I'm just telling
But,
you, like I've heard it was.
I know
That was 2002.
because he's a loved person. I think they felt.
Yeah, which is
they thought
understandable.
we were sort of being a bit disrespectful, but we weren't. We just saying.
I hope not.
what
I'm not.
happened.
Don't want to be flippant about it, but yeah.
No, we weren't. It's just people do get. Don't think they like to believe that that's what happened.
Yeah, so I would. Yeah, exactly. Also, from Alice in Chains, Mike Starr died about 9 years later, 2011. Again, only 44.
Yeah, it's got to have an effect on people like Jerry Cantrell and stuff. Half his bands. When someone else died early on, didn't they? No.
I don't know. Don't
Mike,
think so. Not
one
enough.
of the other. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that's got to, don't know, affect you throughout life, hasn't it, really?
Yeah, basically.
It's got to take its toll if all these people are dying around you.
The other big bands of grunge. So Scott Weiland, Stone Temple Pilots, died in 2015. Only 48, our age. Drugs. Still doing them at our age.
I know, man. I don't get that at all.
Man, if you're a rock star, though.
But I just don't get it in general, really. Like, I don't know if you're still sort of doing that sort of thing now. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, but it's all right for a bit of fun. But not if you're like, well, not to the point where it kills you like that, of course. But yeah.
Just sustaining it for that amount of time. It's amazing they got to that age, really.
I mean, is it worth pointing out, like, the proportion of deaths of all these people, drug-related?
Dave's got the details here.
Come on, give us the stats.
Okay, so out of
This is your moment.
drug and alcohol, it's 30% of all the deaths. I mean, what's that compared to the normal population?
It's got to be.
I should have found that out, really, but it
it's
must
got to be higher.
6 times as much.
Yeah, it's got to be higher.
And then the suicide is higher as well, and most of those
Oh, yeah.
are drug-related too.
Yeah. Well, speaking of suicide, one of the other massive ones,
Yeah.
Chris Cornell, died 2017.
That's a weird one.
Suicide. So Nirvana, Soundgarden, Stone Temple Pilots, Alice in Chains, other big ones, they're all gone.
That Chris
Pearl
Cornell,
Jam were the only ones that survived intact.
Cornell one really affected me back in the day. I don't know why, because I was never a massive Soundgarden fan. But it was something a bit weird about that one, because he died and then Chester Bennington died soon after, because he didn't get over that, I think, is why he he ended up killing himself, so we're good friends. Yeah, the Chris Cornell one, I think it was just he fucked up the medication he was on or something.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I think it
Unintentional
was
suicide?
Yeah, kind of. I think he's always been like a drug addict, but he was on this other stuff to sort of, keep him on a level. I think he's just, something happened and it all got a bit messed up, and he just sort of, I don't know.
He's 52 years old.
Yeah.
And the other one we should mention is Mark Lanigan, died 2022.
Dave's favourite.
Age 57. They never revealed the cause of death, but he was he got COVID a couple of years before and was
Right.
like put him in a coma basically, and he wrote a book about it, Devil in a Coma. He kind of a COVID-induced coma. COVID. Exactly. Deep state, innit? So I think it was probably that, and the fact that he was an insane heroin addict for decades and decades. But I mean, 57 is,
It's young.
by rock standards, it's not that bad, I guess. But yeah, we're still young. It is. It's super young. Yeah. That's all I got for grunge. You got anyone get us any more grunge?
Yeah, I have actually. I've got John Baker's Saunders or Sounders of Mad Season. 1999.
Speaking of Mark Lanigan, there you go.
Yeah, 1999. Drug overdose.
Oh, really?
And Where's Bargain of Trippin' Daisy in 1999. Don't know, they were great. Drug overdose.
Fucking hell. That's crazy.
Stay off that shit, kids. There's not good outcomes here.
That was grunge, man. Pearl Jam, the only band that pretty much managed to stay. I think all members survived. I'm scathed. Yeah.
Are there any grunge bands still going?
What with the original members?
Yeah, because they should be having revivals like the Britpop bands like that.
Pearl Jam.
That's a good.
Pearl Jam, their last album did really well, didn't it?
I think so. Yeah, they're doing well. They're still going.
I think Alice in Chains still tour, obviously under a different lineup.
There's something about if you lose a singer, isn't it? If you lose a singer, you can't really.
I mean, the new one, I don't even know what his name is, but he is quite good. But yeah, it's not Lang Staley, is it?
I know it's really not fair to the other people in the band, but there's something about if you lose the front person, right?
But yeah, like INXS tried to replace Michael Hutchence, didn't they? Another death.
Well, should we go on to rock and pop then?
Yeah, so rock and pop.
Rock and pop. So Michael Hutchence died.
Dave, you've got some good ones.
November 1997. Do you know how old he was? Do you want to have a guess?
Michael Hutchence, I think he was 37.
He was indeed. Yeah. How did he die though? It's never been established, has it?
Wasn't it sexy?
It's gone down as suicide now. No, it wasn't.
Yeah. It's autoerotic asphyxiation.
It wasn't that.
Wasn't it?
Well,
I think it's just a suicide because he was depressed.
Do you think Bob Geldof killed him?
No. That wouldn't be suicide.
Like Mondays. Was it a Monday?
Well, this is the thing. So, basically, it was about Bob Geldof wouldn't let him see their kids, like Paulie Yates' kids.
Hang on,
and he wouldn't let. No, well, this is all public record, and he wouldn't let Michael Hutchence have access to him or whatever. And it happened after that.
Right.
No, I think to be accurate, I think there was an ongoing dispute. At that point, he wouldn't let Yates bring them over to Australia. But it wasn't like he'll never let him see him or anything like that.
And he was so depressed about it. He had a sexy wank. He had a dangerous wank.
Bob's ended up with this kid as well, hasn't he?
Well, yeah, is he now? Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, because she died. It was quite tragic, wasn't it? Because then Paulie Yates died.
Really sad.
And they thought that kid would be better off with their siblings.
Yeah.
Geldofs. So he basically...
That's nice.
I think that now that has changed, I think they might have gone back to their grandparents.
Well, they're adults now.
Grandparents. Yeah, it was a tragic story. That's got to fuck you up, kid, isn't it? Well, now one of those has died as well. And I don't know. It's all a bit mad.
But again, I mean, Hutchins wouldn't be dead if he had massive drug problems.
Yeah, maybe, right. Oh, man. INXS were fucking good, weren't they? They were brilliant.
I didn't expect to hear that today.
Hey, I don't just listen to unlistenable fucking...
I remember when we used to hang out with the girls, they loved INXS. And I used to listen to quite a lot of it back in the day. Yeah, I quite liked it too. Great. Yeah, Lately and all that. By My Side.
Yeah.
Suicide.
My Stiffy.
Suicide Blonde. My Stiffy. Great.
Yeah,
Great.
so good.
So we're going, we're on to like pop rock, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, go back to 93, River
all
Phoenix. I mean, he comes up
Yeah.
because he was in a band, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
That was a shocking
He was a
one, wasn't it?
musician, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
What could
Neil,
it
can
be?
you guess how old he was? Do you know how old he was?
23.
23.
Even that, was he? Oh, he was.
Yeah, he was 23. 23.
Oh, was it? That's a good guess.
That's so young, isn't it?
Yeah, well, he hadn't done much really, had he? He was just getting started in acting and stuff.
Yeah.
He'd done My Private Idaho, and well,
That's pretty good, wasn't it?
one of his adult films, wasn't it?
Stand By Me.
What's the one? Stand By Me, of
Yeah,
course.
he did a lot
What's
when
the
he was
one-
a kid, but
Fire and Rain, is it called? It's like
I don't
it's
know.
like his family have like they witnessed a crime or something ages ago. They're like
Hmm.
in the witness protection program. That's a great film.
Because they're quite a weird family, the Phoenixes, weren't they? They're sort of, wasn't his parents like hippies and
Joaquin Phoenix he's like the best actor going, isn't he?
He's great, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole big thing about River Phoenix, it was outside the Viper Room and all that Johnny Depp
right,
and
Johnny
all that kind of
Depp's-
crew, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he died from doing a speedball.
Speedball.
You know what speedball is?
Yeah, I've done a few of them.
Heroin and cocaine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Perfect combo, isn't it?
So I reckon
You're
that's
asking
what
for trouble,
Shannon
aren't you?
Hoon had.
What?
I reckon that's what killed Shannon Hoon, not cocaine. It must have had heroin in it.
You're dabbling with the devil, aren't you? If you're having a speedball, you're taking a bit of a risk.
Yeah.
How enjoyable is that going to be?
Well, it's going to be good if it works out. It's going to
Yeah.
be
But
not
what?
so
It
good
wouldn't
if
be.
it
It would be horrible.
Well, it sort of evens each other out, doesn't it? Like that, you got the chilling out bit of heroin and the fucking let's go mental.
So
of
the
cocaine.
best case scenario is you just feel normal and sober.
Nothing
because
happens.
they've cancelled each other out.
Put it out.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah,
Pointless.
yeah. I've never been brave enough to do a speedball outfit.
We've been stupid enough to do a speed. If we're talking about River Phoenix, we also need to talk about Brandon Lee, who died the same year, 1993, age 28.
He had no music connection, did he?
No, he didn't.
No.
But he was.
Well,
he was
but the
part
Crow-
of
the
he was
Crow
part
had a
of
lot of-
popular culture, wasn't he? Oh, that's true. The Crow
Yeah.
soundtrack. Yeah,
Yeah, Crow's soundtrack was quite big in the 90s.
that's music adjacent. That's close enough.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. We've spoken about that before, but he died
Really?
on set, didn't he? Got shot by a. I don't know how that happens. There's a recent one, wasn't there, with Kurt Russell or whatever.
Mm.
How does that? how
I'm
can you
surprised it doesn't happen more
actually
often.
Get shot. What do you mean? Just don't take bullets.
It's not
to the
Kurt Russell,
set.
is it?
Not Kurt Russell. Who was it then?
Baldwin, wasn't it? Alec Baldwin.
Baldwin.
Ah,
That's right.
maybe.
Sorry. Apologies to Kurt Russell. It's Baldwin. Yeah. Yeah, but just don't take bullets to the film set. It's quite simple, isn't it? That's not a hard one. Surely.
It's a bit weird. It can't have been real bullets, can it?
I don't know. It was.
I think it was.
I don't understand that. I can't see how that would ever happen, but it does. Seems to happen. Well, it's happened at least twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's weird.
Dave, you
What
got any more
about
rock and pops? I don't-
rewinding? Well, right, 1990, Mel and Kim.
I do. Kidnap.
Yeah.
Well,
Tay.
Melanie Apple.
Tay.
yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
I love that song.
I remember being really sad about that when that happened. It's quite a shock.
Yeah, she died from.
You don't
she died of
expect
cancer.
young people,
Yeah,
So sad.
she was cancer.
when young people die of cancer. I think.
Yeah,
She wasn't
She was
ever
only
gonna be
23 as
respectable,
well.
though, was she?
she was never going to be. She never got the chance to be though. That's the sad thing.
No.
23. Fucking hell.
Yeah, that is cancer, and cancer's just,
Yeah, that age.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that suicides and drug tests are self-inflicted, but there's a certain amount of, dabbling in danger. But when it's
Yeah.
when it's nothing to do with anything you've done, it's a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Roy Castle, I mean, that's the worst.
Yeah, he was still up
completely.
Mate, we've only got another couple of hours. We've got time for you to tell it.
It's never going to get told. Yeah. All right. So who's next?
Freddie?
The big one.
Freddie. Big one
Freddie
in the
Mercury.
90s.
91, 24th of November. Younger than us. He was only
Biggest ones
45.
of our life.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, it's huge. And remember it well because of the tribute gig afterwards, and You know, had some great. Well, it gave us a great gig, didn't it? It
Did indeed.
Good ones.
Yeah. Axl Rose, been great.
Yeah. George Michael, legendary performance of what's he do? Don't Let the Sun Go. What did he do? No, he must have done a Queen one. Is that legendary? I can't remember it.
That's how legendary it was.
It was Don't Let the Sun Go Down.
Somebody to Love. He did Someone to Love, didn't he?
That was it.
Somebody to Love.
No, maybe.
Something like that. It gave, what's his name? What's the guitar?
Brian Adams.
Brian May. His short solo career. Did that advert, didn't he? Everything we do is driven by you.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was an advert, wasn't it?
Was that a Ford advert?
Yeah, I think so. You know, so
He's still going, isn't he? Fucking Brian May.
Well, Queen is still going, aren't they? But yeah, it was a big one. And then they re-released Bohemian Rhapsody. That went to number one back in the early 90s.
But when was Freddie Mercury sort of publicly out? I mean, wasn't it insanely late?
I don't think he did come out. Yeah, only when he's... Yeah, I mean, everyone knew, but I don't know if he ever did. Or maybe right at the end, right at the very, very end, maybe.
No, right at the end, he
announced
told
that
everyone he had AIDS.
Yeah.
He announced he had AIDS and then he
did.
died literally the next day, I think. Or
Was it?
It was pretty soon after, yeah. It was terrifying back then, though, wasn't it? It really was.
Yeah.
All those adverts and stuff.
Yeah. Nowadays, it's as far as I'm concerned, it's pretty manageable nowadays.
It'd still be going, wouldn't he? Yeah, if he'd have got it now.
Yeah.
It's just,
yeah.
They didn't have a cure for it. Oh, well, not a cure, but they didn't have anything to sort of prolong your life.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a big one. But yeah, I remember it well. We watched the tribute gig round my house that no one seems to remember, but I remember it.
Dave, remember that?
I remember watching it.
Yeah, me too.
You're right, Mike.
For it being at Neil's house. There's one more I wanted to mention from the 90s. Falco.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Rock Me Amadeus. He died 6th
That was a
February
weird death, wasn't it?
1998. Well,
Yeah, I think-
it was a car crash.
That's right.
But apparently he was addicted to alcohol and drugs and all of that, so that might have been part of it. And I went down a bit of a rabbit hole into Falco. Apparently he was a bit of a wrong 'un. He was like a real, arsehole, like abusive, like really kind of egotistical, narcissistic, abusive, like a real fucker. Apparently. Yeah.
I don't like it.
But he's had the only ever German language US #1, and he's the best-selling Austrian singer of all time.
There you go.
Even above Schwarzenegger.
He's not a singer.
I thought he might have had a hit at some point.
He could have done.
They could have cashed in on it and had one.
I like that. Der Kommissar. I got a 7-inch of that up there. Falco's great. And apparently he was in like an anarcho punk band in his younger days as well. Interesting guy.
But no,
You should get deeper into the rabbit hole.
I don't think I'm going to go any further.
report back.
Of his character.
All right.
I reckon he had a
Everyone
manosphere
that you
hole.
knew. I'm sure he did.
He'd probably be in the manosphere hole somewhere that you dived into the other week.
Sure. No, apparently it was difficult to deal with.
Right. Okay, who's next?
Any more from the rock and pop? I've got a few kind of post-90s, but they were stars in the 90s.
Dave, you got any 90s?
Yeah, well, weren't any more obvious ones, were there?
Must have been some loads in the 90s, surely.
Oh, yeah, but we're on rock and pop, right? You've got someone from Def Leppard died, didn't they?
Steve
Clark.
Steve Clark. Why did I say Savage? Now I've made myself
But, you know,
stupid.
It's another alcohol, drugs one, so there's hardly worth mentioning those
That's
anymore.
a big one, though.
Sure.
He was one of the founding members of Def Leppard. That was a big deal. That I still like a bit of Def Leppard, don't I? They've had quite a journey, haven't they, with the old drummer losing his arm and stuff.
Yeah. Didn't stop him. Did not stop him.
Didn't stop.
When did he lose his arm?
Oh, when?
Quite early on, right?
Yeah, it was sort of around the time of Hysteria, before Hysteria came
Was
out.
it while he was drumming?
After
it came off.
After
Yeah.
ain't it? Yeah, he drummed so hard,
Yeah,
his,
yeah.
his arm fell off.
I heard that.
In a podcast.
Yeah,
Just
what happened. He was so fast, his arm just flew off.
It happens.
It's a cautionary tale.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Be careful out there, drummers. Some other interesting, big ones and interesting ones. So, Alia died in 2001 in a plane
Yeah,
crash.
That was our bad
Only
one, wasn't it?
22 she was.
She was on top of the world, wasn't she?
She was. She's
She
great.
was,
Yeah.
Don't remember.
people loved Aaliyah.
Yeah.
That one, last one she did as well. Yeah.
Lisa Left Eye Lopez died in
Yes.
2002 in a car accident. Again, she had a bit of a troubled one, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And I guess, I don't know, I should put this in the metal section, but I'm not going to. Dimebag Darrell, who was in Pantera, shot on stage.
That's right. I've forgotten about that.
The fuck?
That's mental, isn't it?
So,
You
a
can't
crazy
go around
fan,
shooting
Like
people if you
that.
don't like them.
Dimebag Darrell, a crazed fan was angry that he'd broken up Pantera because he was in like his new band. He's angry that he'd broken up Pantera and shot him, and 3 other people also got killed at the thing.
Yeah. I mean, he must have loved Pantera, that guy.
I guess so.
Fucking hell.
That's in
He
2005.
loved Pantera.
You can't do that.
You can't go around shooting bands if you don't like it.
No, it's not really. It's not on, really, is it? All right, so let's move on. We've got a small section. You can't talk about his music deaths and not talk about hip hop, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a big,
let's not
there's a
talk
big
about it.
feud going on, wasn't there?
Let's surprise everyone.
East Coast, West Coast, isn't it?
East Coast, West Coast. So Tupac Shakur killed 1996, age 25 in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. Following year, Notorious B.I.G. killed in revenge.
The
Drive-by
Big Bopper.
shooting in L.A. Age 24. Oh, man, although that unleashed fucking Puff Daddy, didn't it? So that's
Oh, mate, and that's
unintended
ongoing, isn't it?
consequences of that.
Fucking hell. I hated him anyway, but now my hatred might be sort of
Justified.
Crazy guy.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going down.
Also, Eazy-E from NWA died of AIDS in 1995.
Underage,
Again,
yeah.
super young, 24, only 24.
Yeah. That was, I think that was more rightly or wrongly because he was like the first sort of high profile, like heterosexual AIDS death, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I thought everyone thought the end of it. Okay, everyone's like, oh, now no one's safe, right? So,
yeah,
it's
I
scary.
think so.
Mm.
Yeah.
And yeah, Big L also died 1999, shot in a robbery.
Was he robbed?
Only 4 years old.
Or just caught up? Yeah.
I don't think so. I think he was Batman.
I was going to say that.
I'll get me coat.
Is that all the hip hop
If we-
ones?
That's all the hip hop. Yeah, it's just a quick mini section on metal. So, first of all, Chuck Schuldiner. He was in a band called Death. He's one of the.
How ironic.
Yeah.
See, that is irony. Alanis, if you're listening, that's irony.
Is it?
Right?
Yeah. Well, there's an even more ironic one coming up.
Have I made myself look stupid again? That is irony, right?
Yeah.
It's a
That's
poor example of
He
that.
died. That was in 2001, though, but it's really notable because they were like one of the most influential kind of death metal bands of all time. And he died of brain cancer, which is really sad. But so yeah, basically black metal. It all kicked off. Quite a few people died, namely a guy his nickname was Dead. Guy from Mayhem, Dead Olin. He died of suicide, aged again 22. All these people are so young. It's heartbreaking. In 1991, of the same band, Euronymous, also of Mayhem, died in 1993, age 25, murdered by other black metal guy, Varg Vikernes of Burzum.
That's a rivalry.
How was it murdered?
Yeah. Have you seen the Lords of Chaos movie with Kieran McCulkin? It's really good. It's really worth watching if no one's seen it. It's just the story, basically, of them.
Yeah, it sounds good.
It's really cool.
How did he do it?
But he, like Euronymous, he was like the linchpin of the whole black metal scene. He opened like a black metal record shop in Norway called Helvet, and he was like the whole scene centered around him, basically. So when he was killed,
Why was you answering the question?
not good. Murder.
Yeah, but how? How did he kill him?
Stabbed him.
Thank you.
We've talked about it before, but there's rumours that Varg Vikernes like picked up pieces of his skull and made a necklace and shit, and just like really fucked up stuff. But
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're going to kill someone, at least there's something left over, like a necklace or something. That's good, isn't
I
it?
guess it's just a little memento.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's a waste.
Yeah. And he went to prison for 18 years for it. So, and when he came out, he was an extreme white supremacist fucking
so it didn't
mental
do-
case.
Didn't do much.
No,
good.
it didn't. He didn't rehabilitate him. That's for sure.
Yeah. Is that all the black metal stuff?
Yeah, just a mini section. Let's get on to the indie stuff to finish off.
All right, let's do it. Let's do the indie.
Who died in Indy?
The big one. I know you don't like him, but Jeff Buckley.
Jeff Buckley. I'm just not on that. I've never really given it a chance because I know that it wouldn't be my thing, so I just haven't.
Haven't listened. I think it would be your thing. I think it would. Like, listen to the Grace album. There's more than just Hallelujah on it. It's really fucking good. It's really
all right. Good. And maybe that'll be my homework. This week I'll listen.
All right. Listen to all of it in order. It's really good.
All right.
Really good. And a lot of people have cited him as an influence.
I know that.
Radiohead, Muse, Coldplay. I read the thing where they said it gave them the courage to use falsetto in their vocals after hearing Jeff Buckley.
They always
more interesting.
Mixed up.
Well, it was more interesting. Yeah. Do you know how he died?
Some kind of drowning.
Yeah, accidental drowning. So it seems he was like swimming in the river, and a big like tugboat came along, and it kind of drew him into the undertow. Tugged him off.
So he went happy then?
He got tugged off to death. Amazing.
Happens to the best of us.
Anyway, I get the Buckleys mixed up. He was the son though, right?
He was the son, Tim Buckley's.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Died.
Yeah. Other big ones. So Rob Collins from the Charlatans died.
Yes, I remember.
July 1996.
Just before Nebworth.
Car accident. It was just before Nebworth, and I think that was the first gig they did without him. Right. I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they got a Primal Screams keyboard or something like that. Well, another band they got him to fill in. Yeah. Tragic. I think it was after a rehearsal on it or something.
Yeah, car accident. Other ones that we talked about on the podcast. So Chris Ackland from Lush. So Mickey talked about it really eloquently when she came on.
Yeah. That one, yeah.
Suicide 96. Yeah, really sad one. Other ones. Well, Richie Edwards from the Manics. Does that count as a death or?
Well, I don't know. Is it official?
He's officially dead. Yeah, he's officially dead now.
Is he? Right.
Yeah.
Is there? How's that work? Is it after a certain amount of time that someone's missing there? Right.
Yeah. I think it wasn't until like 2008 or something that he was declared officially dead, but he went missing in 1995, February the 1st. Never seen again.
Yeah.
What do you reckon happened?
He's at the bottom of the set.
Well, the day before the American tour, wasn't it? Was supposed to start. I think he just freaked out.
Yeah.
Probably under a metre of 7 mud.
Yeah.
It is.
I guess so.
Which would preserve him really well.
He might have done.
Preserving him, you reckon?
Sure.
If he's under the mud, in a million years, he'll still be perfectly preserved.
If he's the only one left of us.
Like that Iceman that they found. That's pretty mental, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like that. Yeah. He'll be like the record of people from this era. It would be Richie.
Yeah.
Preserved in the sludge. Is that disrespectful?
No, I don't think so.
A couple more indie ones. The Wonderstuff. Rob the bass thing. Rob Jones.
Oh, that's right.
Died in 1993. So they lost a member. Drugs. Yeah, although let me check. I was checking it earlier. What did they say? It's okay. Officially recorded. It's heart attack, heart problems, potentially caused by heroin or drug-related causes. So which is pretty sad. But again,
there weren't many Britpop deaths, was there?
Considering how much fucking heroin was going around, no. I'm surprised. Like Elastica survived. Suede as well.
Maybe they weren't really. They just said they had.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they were.
This side of the Atlantic didn't seem to be it wasn't as affected as the other side.
Maybe we're just harder.
Better drugs? Harder or better drugs?
In the US, we're harder, or they got better drugs, or worse drugs.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I think it's just luck more than anything. And hardness. But that's what it proves, that we're harder over this side.
Scientifically proves.
One other I did want to mention was Gigi Allen, who died in 1993. You know that guy?
I know the name.
He was like, really, well, again, he was a complete fucking wrong'un, but he was like, he died of a heroin overdose. And he was a really extreme guy, right? He used to shit on stage and just like fucking go mad and wipe it everywhere and stuff like that.
He used to do that in Main Street.
He once claimed, he did like a TV interview, and he said that he claimed that he raped men and women and boys and girls and animals. Just said like the most fucked up, insane shit, basically. And according to what I read, when he died at his friend's house. His friend's name was Johnny Puke, and he woke up in the morning and found Gigi Allen dead. And before he called the ambulance, he just like took loads of photos and stuff using a Polaroid camera, just like posing with his dead body, which is a very classic puke, I guess.
Nice friend, isn't it?
Fucking hell. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
And there's quite a lot of post-1990s that we definitely need to mention, and we've talked about them a lot on the podcast. But Wiz from Mega City 4, of course, passed away in 2006, aged 31. Mark Keds, Senseless Things, David Katz, etc. 2021, age 50. Zach Foley from EMF died, age 31 in 2002. And also Liam and Joe Mayer of Flowered Up both died within a few years of each other, and they had a long history of drug problems. So all of these we've had on the podcast. We have them. We've had the bands on the podcast, and we talked about them before. But definitely thought they needed a mention.
Well, that's it, isn't it? For deaths.
Yeah, that's it.
I think
still too many though, isn't it?
It is, but I think the whole Britpop's sort of lack of deaths that needs investigating.
Celebrate.
Maybe because it was more about cocaine and champagne and
I think so. I don't think. But then what you said, there was a big heroin.
There was
going on.
There was. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's probably more especially when Britpop was in full swing. I think it was more sort of cocaine, wasn't it? No one was doing speedballs, were they? In the Britpop.
I don't know. I wouldn't have put it past Elastica. I think they did everything they could get their hands on.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just better drugs or harder. Then that's all we can come up with, isn't it?
I reckon we're harder.
Right. I hope you've enjoyed the right words for this episode.
Let us know who we've missed, because I'm sure we've missed many, many. Yeah.
You've what? You've enjoyed it?
Yeah.
But we know it's a bit of a morbid subject, but, we lost a lot of good people. And it's weird to think about what could have been, if Kurt Cobain was still making music. I wonder what that would be like. He might have gone really shit like McCartney, or he might have written some masterpieces.
No, he had some genius left in him with that.
I'd like to have, because I know he's going to do some work with Michael Stipe, I'd like to have heard what that was going to sound like.
Yeah. Have you heard that thing going around? It doesn't really work. People say that if you listen to like Losing My Religion and you picture it's Donald Trump singing it, that it sounds like Donald Trump singing it. Sounds like his voice. And it does. I tried it. It does. But it does in parts, but it doesn't really.
Right.
Yeah. But give it a go.
I'll try it, yeah. How would the Manics would have been a totally different band, wouldn't they? So they wouldn't have released.
I think they would have done, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, would they have been a better band? I mean, they would have been they would have been more underground, more indie, right?
Yeah, they'd have stayed more indie, and they wouldn't have had the huge mainstream success, I don't think.
They wouldn't have had those big stadium anthems that they put out, would they?
Yeah.
And I don't see Richie writing those kind of anthemic indie numbers.
So is that better or worse? It's different, isn't it?
It's different.
So it's interesting.
For me, it's better. So, yeah.
It's interesting, all these bands that have gone on to do different things without members that they've lost. I think it's always interesting. Like you say, In Excess, overnight, they tried to continue, but it was gone. It was gone. That's the band, wasn't it?
But again, when you've got a front man as incredible as Michael Hutchence, right? As good looking, as magnetic as him, there's no way to replace it.
I agree with you. Like, I know not NXS wasn't everyone's bag, but I think he was one of the best frontmen there's ever been. I think
he's one of the best looking.
Amazing looking, but he had a great vocal, but a great presence on stage.
Yeah.
And I know Roger will like this, but he got compared to, it's a cross between Michael Hutchence and
Mike Patton, I think it was.
Put in your bag,
Roger from FMB we're talking about.
Yeah. That's so great.
Yeah. And they got away with it, didn't they, in excess? They kind of straddled the credibility line. They were totally pop, but I like them. They managed to straddle, to be credible. They did, yeah.
But I think like with all these bands, sort of cross over into sort of indie, sort of pop. You've got to have good songs, and they had good songs, didn't they?
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, In Excess had some good songs.
Like I was thinking about like the black metal scene. Without those deaths and those murders, would it have been like this cool, dangerous thing, or would it have been a couple of fucking kids in makeup? which is basically what it was. It's a couple of, idiot kids in small town Norway putting on makeup and, prancing around. But because it had the murder and the death, it gave this really dark, really sinister, serious edge to it. And people took it seriously, right? So again, would that scene have happened without those deaths, Probably not.
And, would grunge just have sort of gone on for ages and just sort of fizzled out into like a pile of shit if Kurt hadn't died and they went out on a high, didn't they? Grunge
they did, yeah.
Went out on a high.
Yeah.
At its peak. And then just sort of...
Yeah, I think so, yeah. If it had gone on much longer, it would have just got worse and worse.
Yeah, I mean, I know like some bands have carried on like only Pearl Jam really. No one else really have they?
No, well, Alice in Chains are still going, I think.
They're still going.
With however many different singers. It's not Alice in Chains.
Not the same. Faith No More went on for a while, didn't they? But they weren't really in the grunge scene per se.
No. Soundgarden, well, they had different things, didn't they? Like,
they did carry on.
They did loads of different incarnations, didn't they? Audio Slave and all of that.
He played with, well, the night that he died, it was after a Soundgarden gig. He was in a hotel.
Right.
So
but
it was still going. It
wasn't quite the same. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So all these things, obviously really sad, but...
Oh, we didn't talk about Elliott Smith. I forgot. I missed him on my list.
Yeah, if you want.
It's a weird one. Elliott Smith, kind of singer-songwriter, indie guy.
I think so.
Yeah, I really like his stuff. So it's a weird one. Apparently, he had an argument with his girlfriend, locked himself in the bathroom, and stabbed himself in the chest.
Fucking hell.
So she burst in, and he had a knife sticking out of his chest. So the story goes.
That's got to be quite low down on the cause of death, stabbing yourself in the heart.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
pretty fucked, right? And that's really sad.
Yourself in the heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
All deaths are sad, man. That's the thing about it. It's always sad,
Yeah.
It changes things. It has to, doesn't it? That's what I mean. That's why sort of Britpop just carried on and on. I would say it's a sad subject. It affects us all. And we just thought we'd something we should.
Yeah, well, as we record this, I've got my dad's funeral's tomorrow. So death is on the
I was going to
mind.
say, I didn't know. I've been through it the last couple of years. It's just one of those, isn't it? Part of this.
Well, it's a cliche, but death is part of life,
Yeah, grief is love and all that. So it always affects us. I think that's why there's been such an outpouring this week with Brian Wilson and stuff, He's a well-loved member of the music community.
And again, incredible story. He had a tough time of it, didn't he? Years and years of, the mental instability.
Yeah.
Being manipulated by fucking bad actors who didn't have his best interests at heart. And
it's another one of those, wasn't it? Hugely talented, but hugely troubled at the same time. And I think that does sort of go hand in hand sometimes.
Troubled genius.
Sure. Yeah, that's. I think that's why a lot of them do die. It's a difficult thing.
I mean, he got through it, right? He was.
Yeah, he did.
Top of his game at 82. He's playing concerts, and everyone said they were great.
Yeah, he did sort of make it out the other side, and it's good that people got to see him. Like he did have that sort of 10 years before he died, where he sort of made a bit of a comeback, hadn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, Sly Stone didn't. He had a really weird, we haven't got time to go into it, a real troubled life, but yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Anyway,
all right.
That's it for this one. Thanks for tuning in. If you are watching, then add to the list if we've missed anyone. Give it a thumbs up if that's appropriate. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. It's not usually all about death. We talk with people that are still alive and with us and keeping music alive. If you're listening, then share it with your buddies. Don't know why I keep saying buddies. Friends.
I hate the word buddy. It's disgusting. You're disgusting. Apologise.
Sorry.
For doing.
Share it with your friends so that they can find the podcast. We need your help on this one. We're doing really well. We appreciate all our listeners. Just get it out to some more people, and then we can bring you some more interviews. We've got some really good ones coming up. You can sponsor podcasts. Send us an email at stupidandcontagiospodcast@gmail.com if you want to sponsor the podcast and download our app.
If you are new to the podcast, welcome aboard. A few of the people that we spoke about, especially towards the end, so Mega City 4, Senseless Things, EMF, Flowered Up have all been on the podcast, so have a listen there. If also, as we mentioned a couple of times, I make a mixtape to accompany it on Spotify. So yeah, a load of the people that we've spoken about today.
This will be a good one.
Yeah, carefully curated mixtape. Yeah, looking forward to putting that together. So it's a good. I like it when I can mix up the genres. So yeah, have a listen to that as well.
Be a nice one. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. All right. So that being said, join us next week for episode 98 of the Stupid and Contagious podcast.
See you in a minute.